Welcome back to Breakfast. It's 25 minutes past 7. Now, parents could be less satisfied than their child-free peers. That's according to a top sociologist.
Well, the study conducted across 30 European nations, including the UK, found parents from poorer backgrounds were worse off than couples from the same socio-economic status without kids. But of course they were worse off. Kids cost money.
Kids are expensive. Yes. So today we're asking the question, does having kids ruin your life?
Well, let's talk to the chair of Mothers at Home Matter, Anne Fennell, and the blogger Carly Bellucci. Good to see you both this morning. Anne, I sort of know what you're going to say. I mean, I would imagine you think parenthood is a very, very good thing. Are you surprised, though, at the results of this survey?
Well, I actually looked at the survey and looked at the questions asked, and there are two questions asked. The first is, all things considered, how satisfied are you with life as a whole these days? And the second question asked is a sense of meaning. And you're asked to give a value to, I generally feel that what I do in life is valuable and worthwhile. And on the second question, all parents across the board from all socio-economic backgrounds answer that life is much more meaningful with children. But in terms of life satisfaction, particularly where it's like with single parents, or if you don't have faith, or if you don't have family support, life can be harder, which is true. So the real question is, how can we support families to really, in the job of raising children, because it's not the having children that's the problem. Children do not ruin your life. They give you so much. It requires a lot of work, but what you get back is so much, and you experience depths of love, enrichment that you don't find normally. So it depends on what you do,
but you've got to be realistic. Kids also cause problems as well. As much as I'm blessed to be a mother of 4. Children are hard work, and people live in a fantasy, and I think that is why there is so much postnatal depression. So much people don't know what's going to hit them. I think people get into this bubble, think they're going to have this child, they're going to travel the world, and it's all going to be bliss. If you're poor, that ain't happening. If you ain't got a secure network, that ain't happening. I think you have to be realistic. I think we know many people get divorced because of having kids. Kids do cause happiness, and don't get me wrong, they do give you so much, like you said, enrichment, but on a realistic level, I think they can be hard work. And to me, when I go up the nursery, no mum looks happy. That's just me. They look stressed, tired, angry, annoyed, and jarred off, and all they do is moan.
But it's a tough job. Everyone should know it's a tough job.
100%. I think it is, but I think people buttercoat it, and I think it's like, it is such a false. I just think having children is so difficult. I've been a single mum, which was difficult. I'm now happily married, and I love my child more than the world. But if you're not strong-minded and don't get away from the fantasy, they can ruin your life. I've seen it with my friends. I've seen it. That's just me being honest.
And do you think children can negatively impact your life as well as add richness in other areas?
They certainly can be challenging. It certainly can be challenging. But that's why you need support. And I think you also need time to be able to parent. And I think what we're finding today is that life is so stressful. 2 people have to work to pay the bills, that we're not having that time to parent properly right from the start. So, at 6 months, we're being forced to go back into work, and the time of bonding, the time where you really set those development times where you set the boundaries, you set the love. You're being rushed back into work. You're not having the time to develop. I think life is a lot harder, and we need to look at how we can support families to make that journey a lot easier.
I just think if I think money comes into a lot of it, like you say, and work. I do agree with that, but my opinion just is basically, if you can't afford kids, don't have them, because the kids miss out. Do you know what I mean? And if you've got to work every hour under the sun, that's also a hard one if you haven't got the support, because I don't agree with having a child and sticking it in nursery 40 hours a week. What's the point? Don't have a child. Just carry on your life. Do you know what I mean? I think your life really has to adapt. And I think in certain people shouldn't be having children in certain circumstances. Sorry, I just see so much, especially in the UK, child poverty.
Let Anne respond to that, Anne.
Well, I just think, I was afraid of having children, but actually what I'm totally unprepared for was this absolute transformational feeling of the depth of love. And And I think one of the tragic things is that we're telling women that it's terrible and it's going to ruin your life, and actually people are leaving it too late and not having children. And what is absolutely tragic is that I have lots of friends now who can't have children, and that is then you can't change anything. You can't change that situation, and they're absolutely devastated. So I mean, there's no black and white thing, but children do bring meaning, and it is transformational.
All right, you too.
I do agree with that, 100%.
We've got to leave it there, Carla. We're out of time, I'm afraid, but good to see you.
Thanks,
and
Carla.
thank you very
Okay,
much
thanks
indeed.
for having me.
Thank you. Lots to be getting in touch on this one.
Yeah.
Paul says, from a financial point of view, yes, absolutely, they ruin your life. Successive government has made it impossible for couples to afford raising a family because both parents need to be at work just to break even. I'm a father, I love my children, I'm incredibly proud of them, and for me, it still is the best thing that I ever did.
Yeah, I mean, Isabella says being a mom is the best, hardest job you will ever do, working full-time, running a home and keeping your kids safe in an unsafe world. And there's loads coming in like that. I mean, Kristinov says having a child is hard work, but I adore my daughter. I'm so happy to have her.
Oh, but Jason says, no way, kids do not ruin your life. It's parents who won't change their lifestyles. What a ridiculous story. We're talking here about lazy parents.
Well, a fair point. I mean, I just think a parent's love is a wonderful thing. But also, I mean, we've got to have kids, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a birth rate problem in this country, haven't we?
So
Encouraging people to have families.
we'd have a problem if we didn't have children, but you do want parents to be good parents.
Yeah, of course you do. But what both women were agreeing on there was we need more support, don't we, for those parents, especially if they're both working.
Well, yeah, it's the both working which is the issue. I don't really agree with it. I know it's for a lot of people it's just absolutely necessary
It's
now.
not an option for a lot of people.
No, which I think is a real shame because I think having a mum, particularly a mum actually at home for the first, till they go to school, I think is a really lovely thing, and you get this lovely bond.
Yeah, I think it would be a luxury now, wouldn't it, for people to be able to stay at home.
It's a real shame.
Anyway, let us know what you think. Lots of you getting in touch already, so do keep those coming in. GBNews.com/yoursay.